Hello, ladies and cool kids. I tell you what, shout out to the non cool kids as well. Let's talk a little bit about judgmentalism, maybe judging other people, maybe you're angry at women, maybe you're angry at men, and self judgment. Maybe you feel insecure, maybe you feel like you're not good enough, maybe you feel like nothing you do matters, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk about judgment. And so, a guy, for full context, in my coaching group, a coaching client of mine, was judging other people a little bit for their taste in music and saying basically, why do kids these days listen to trash music? Something along those lines. And we had a really deep, interesting discussion about the reason why he was judging other people and the reason why any of us judge other people for their taste in music, for whatever it might be that we're judging them for, is basically to protect ourselves and to make ourselves feel better. If we say other people have a shit taste in music, or if we say women suck, or if we say men are all assholes, or blah, 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 whatever we might be judging, we're basically saying, I'm above them, I'm better than them, and therefore they can't hurt me. And if they do hurt me or they criticize me or whatever, I don't give a fuck because I'm better than them. I'm above their criticism. And so I want to read out what I wrote to him. Yes, all judgmentalism is there to protect ourselves. And so in a funny way, we don't have to beat ourselves up for being judgmental. We're judgmental because we're trying to protect ourselves. We're trying to say, I'm better than other people, therefore other people can't hurt me. It is literally self-protection. So I go on to say, it's just that letting go of our judgmentalism is way, 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 way more freeing. It leads to way, 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 way more happiness, connection with others, freedom, joy, love, peace, etc. It is not very peaceful to judge others for their choices. But it's okay, it's just our brains or our egos trying to protect us by saying other people are wrong and my choices are right, therefore I'm safe because I'm doing things correctly, or supposedly correctly, which is obviously a false dichotomy that we've constructed to try and protect ourselves from other people rejecting or judging our choices. It's almost like we say, I'm going to judge other people first and then they can't judge me. Or if they judge me, it doesn't matter, I judged you first. I said you're stupid, or I said you're wrong, or I said women suck, or I said men suck, or I said, whatever you might be judging. I judged you first, so your judgments don't count. I'm basically saying, when I judge someone, I'm saying I'm better than you. I'm above your criticisms. You can't judge me. I already judged you first. And isn't that kind of fun to think about? We judge others because we think it will protect us from being judged by them. But in reality, judging others really just makes them judge us back in return. And then they think, wow, what an arrogant asshole he is, judging me like that. Yeah, when we judge people, we invite more judgment, don't we? And thus, judgment leads to more judgment, arguing leads to more arguing, war leads to more war. We can be free by letting go of our judgmentalism, even just letting go of a little bit of it, and seeing other people's choices or opinions not as wrong, but as different to mine. Hence, every major religion focuses heavily on the concept of forgiveness and compassion, such as Jesus from Christianity, Buddha from Buddhism, etc. There's tons of examples. There's even people who are non-religious, like Martin Luther King, talking about don't worry about the color of people's skin, little black boys and little white girls can be friends, blah, blah, blah. So lots of people focus on letting go of judgment and being a little bit more compassionate or kind or forgiving towards yourself as well. And here's a quote from Buddha, which I've slightly tweaked so that it makes more sense in this context or this conversation. Be open-minded towards others, not because they deserve your non-judgmentalism, but because you deserve peace. Yeah, it's very peaceful to you, like it brings you a lot of peace if you let go of hating other people or being mad at women because they don't sleep with you or being mad at guys because you had a couple of bad experiences. If we hold on to that judgment and that resentment, we're just hurting ourselves. We're not really hurting the other person. We're making it so that our life is more miserable. And all of this takes practice. You probably won't completely let go of ego and judgmentalism immediately. I am still working on it myself. Just aim to be 0.1% more compassionate or open-minded with each day, a little at a time. It's a process. And it is, like I said, it's something that I'm still working on. I still judge people all the time. I'm working on letting it go. And I've just found the more compassionate and open-minded I can be, the more understanding that I can be to people, the more I get what I want. I'm a more peaceful, happy, loving person. I get more results. People want to help me more. All of you seem to enjoy my content more and more the less I judge you or anyone else. Like the more open-minded and compassionate I can be, the more I can fucking help you. Like, if any of you share your comments or your struggles, which lots of you do, like if you tell me, Andy, there's this girl that I like, and I made a move on her, and she said no, and now I'm feeling very hurt. I feel rejected. I feel sad. If I judge you for that, that doesn't really help you. Like, if I do a video or I write a comment to you saying, stop being a fucking pussy, man, like, man up and stop being a little bitch. Yeah, some girl said no to you. Grow the fuck up. Grow a pair. Maybe that helps you. But for a lot of you, that just makes you feel even more insecure. You feel like, well, why the hell am I going to open up to this dude who just called me a pussy? Like, he yelled at me. He told me that I'm a pussy and I'm a little bitch. That doesn't make me feel better. I'm already fucking feeling vulnerable, man. I just shared my heart and soul with you. Like, I told you I'm in a vulnerable place and you just hurt me even more. Kind of like I feel like that girl did when she rejected me. Thanks, man. Great. I guess I won't open up again. Now you've told me if I open up, I'm just going to get even more hurt. So fuck that. I'll keep that shit to myself. And then we suppress, we hold back, we bottle things up, especially as men. There's such a fucking temptation to just not share your feelings because, yeah, sometimes when you do share your feelings as a man, there are plenty of people that will be like, man up, stop being a pussy, grow the fuck up, get on with the job, stop crying about it. And you're like, okay, I guess I just won't share my fucking feelings anymore. And so for a lot of you, it's then very confusing when you meet women, and there's plenty of these women who will say, I wish men would open up to me more. I wish men would communicate more. I wish men would share their feelings. And sometimes society will say that a lot, won't they? And so it's very confusing because on one hand, you have a bunch of people saying you're a fucking pussy if you share your feelings. And then a bunch of other people, or sometimes even the same people, saying, share your feelings. And you're like, what the fuck? But if I share my feelings, you'll call me a pussy. And so all of that, if I judge you for sharing and opening up and telling me how you feel or telling us how you feel, if I judge you for that and say you're a pussy, I'm just reinforcing that almost cycle of abuse or cycle of like harassing you and calling you a pussy. But if I can be less judgmental and if I can say, hey, it's okay that you're feeling rejected. It's okay that you feel sad. It's okay that you're crying. It's okay you're upset. It's okay you're taking it personally. It's okay that you're judging her. It's okay you're judging yourself. It's okay you feel like quitting. It's okay you don't feel like going out and talking to more women after one of them said no to you and you felt very hurt by that. Yeah, that's fucking normal, brother. That's exactly how I felt. It's how most of my coaching clients feel. It's how most of my friends felt when they first started doing this shit. It's very normal, man. You're going through normal shit, but I promise you can do this. I promise you are capable. Let's talk about it, or let's give you some advice. If I approach you with that sort of like open-minded, non-judgmental framing, now you feel good. You're like, oh, I guess I'm not a fucking freak because I got hurt and felt bad and judged myself and beat myself up and felt sad and cried and all of that. You're telling me that's normal? You're telling me you went through that, Andy? And I'm like, yeah, of course I did. Like, that's called being a human. And you go, oh, I guess I'm not a dumb little pussy. I'm a human being who feels things and has emotions. Oh, thanks, man. Okay, I guess now I feel better. I think I might be able to go outside and talk to the next woman. Or for you women, I think I might be able to put myself out there in the dating pool again and risk being hurt again. Because, yeah, being hurt isn't the worst thing in the world. You're saying that you've been hurt. Imogen, your girlfriend, has been hurt. Lots of people have been hurt and they're okay. Maybe I'll be okay too. And so it's much more empowering if I let go of that judgment. And I'm still working on this. Like I said, sometimes I do judge people. There's sometimes when, like, it's happening less and less, but let's say once in a blue moon, one of you will leave a comment and you'll share your feelings. And there's that part of my brain that's like, why can't this guy just like do what he needs to do and stop complaining? Like, I still have that programming in my head. I'm working on letting it go. I try not to ever really communicate that to you guys. And I don't think I have any time recently. Like, I don't think I've ever said to any of you, grow the fuck up. I used to talk like that, actually. And if you go back and read my old articles on my website on killyourinnerloser.com, you will find so many articles where I did used to like literally say, stop being a pussy. In fact, there's even a video on my channel. I love to bring this up. Look at this video at the top of the page, on the top of the screen. Like, I did this like 3 or so years ago. It was literally a video called, You Have 2 Months Left, You Fucking Pussy. I laugh because this is just like not the way I talk anymore. And look at the thumbnail. You are a pussy. And that was how I used to talk. I used to judge the fuck out of like any of you that wouldn't like change your lives, or like you were going through some shit, you were like struggling, and I'd be like, "You're a fucking pussy, man. Man the fuck up." Like I used to be like a little Andrew Tate clone, or like, I don't know, David Goggins, like the people that will yell at you. And nothing against those people, but it's not the most effective form of helping someone. It helps some people, but like let's say 70% of people, it just doesn't help. This is something called operant conditioning, this word here, operant conditioning. And so it's basically, do you want to help someone and teach them by negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement? So negative might be you yell at them, you call them a pussy. You're like, stop being a little bitch, stop being a little pussy. Positive would be like, hey man, you're capable of more than this. Come on, dude, you can do better. I believe in you, man. Come on, let's see that potential manifesting. I believe you can do this thing. And I mean, it feels pretty fucking obvious, but most or a lot of people don't get this. Negative reinforcement is not as effective as positive reinforcement. And yet, how many teachers like criticize us, yell at us? How many parents hit their children and yell at them? How many times do we call ourselves a pussy and use negative reinforcement? It's kind of like the go-to default for most people. I think maybe most people in society will yell at each other or like use manipulation or fear or shame or guilt trip people and all of that. And we don't mean to. It's just that we don't know any better. It's like the main tool that we use. It's our default habit. So anyway, that was that video. That was me, 3 years ago, using a lot of negative reinforcement and yelling at you guys and girls and being like, you have 2 months left in the year. Stop being a little fucking bitch. Come on, go and talk to girls. Go and do stuff. Like, look at what I wrote in the description. The question is, are you going to man up or keep procrastinating like a little bitch? It's like, fucking hell, Andy. And so a couple of years after that, I believe 2 years after that, I did the same video. Look, the thumbnail is almost the same, except I put the word legend over the top of it. And I called it, you have 2 months left, you freaking legend. And I talked about that old video. And I said, hey, I used to yell at all of you, but now I'm going to try some positive reinforcement. I'm going to say, you got 2 months left. I believe in you. You can do beautiful things before the end of the year. And then you'll start off the next year positive. You'll be swinging, you'll be kicking ass, like all of that sort of stuff. So we went on a little side tangent there, but yeah, I've just found as a coach, as a content creator, or whatever you want to call me, as a mentor, some of you might see me as a mentor maybe, whatever you want to call me, I do a better job of that when I don't judge you guys and girls as much. And ideally, I'd like to get to a point where I never judge anyone, and I'm working on that. It's easy to say, hey, let's never judge ourselves. Let's never judge anyone else. Let's be these beacons of like compassion and love and all of that. And then it's another thing to have that negative thought or that judgmental thought in your head and actually let it go. So it's something I'm still working on. But yeah, as for some maybe practical stuff that we can do, see this as like a fun game. Like rather than beating yourself up when you judge yourself or when you're hard on yourself or when you judge other people, rather than saying, oh shit, I'm judging again. Why am I so judgmental? Which is you just judging yourself for being judgmental. You're judging yourself for judging. See it as a fun game and go, what if I just try and let go of this thought just a little bit? What if I try saying one open-minded thought? What if I try having a little bit of compassion? I don't have to completely let go of my judgmentalism. That might be a process. That could take years. I don't know. That could be an entire lifetime. That is, by the way, one of, if not the pathway to enlightenment. Like that's what all those beautiful little Buddhist monks with the shaved head sitting in the mountaintops going fucking namaste. That's what they're working on. They're working on unconditional compassion towards all life forms. That is like the stated mission of Buddhism. That's what Jesus preached in the Bible. Like imagine if you treat everyone, like the entire world, like they're your brother. The Good Samaritan story. Like I said, every religion focuses on forgiveness and compassion and non-judgmentalism. A lot of people who follow those religions maybe don't, they're not at that point yet. Religion has obviously started a hell of a lot of wars, but the message of the original teachers always focuses on compassion, love, forgiveness, blah, 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 blah. But see it as a fun game, as something to work on, as something to improve at. Like literally, I'm going to level up my open-mindedness like we're playing a video game. Like this is a character in a video game. And actually, I'll show you guys something that I've been going to do as a video in the future at some point. So at some point, I'm going to sit down and record this video. You can see on the screen, I have this idea of talking about how life is a video game. And this is kind of an idea I got from Mark Manson. He did an article similar to this called Life is a Video Game. But I want to tackle it from the view of if life is a video game, then we're just characters like in a video game, like characters in an RPG. And so you can see on the screen, imagine this is me as a character. I'm level 46. I just made these numbers up, by the way. But you can see I've got different stats there in the bottom left. You got attack, defense, stoicism, outcome, independence, appearance, vulnerability, self-love, wisdom, courage, blah, blah, blah. Maybe one of the character stats that we all might have is open-mindedness or non-judgmentalism. And just like in a video game, like you're a character in a video game, it's fun to level your character up. It doesn't have to be this big deal of like, holy shit, I'm so judgmental. What's wrong with me? It's like, no, how can I increase my stat of open-mindedness? If I'm really hard on myself and I beat myself up a lot, how can I work on self-love? Like you can see on the screen, I literally have a stat there for self-love. Like how can I level up? And how do you level up a character in a video game, like an RPG game? You just grind experience. You just go and do some battles, and you don't have to battle in real life, but go and play the game. Like play the game of life, and with experience and going through some beautiful experiences, you will level yourself up. And so instead of saying, I'm so judgmental, what's wrong with me? Why am I beating myself up? Play it like it's a fucking game. Like guys and girls, life is allowed to be a game. It doesn't have to be so serious. A lot of you are like, man, I'm doing such a good job. Such a bad job. I'm bad at flirting. I'm bad at dating. I'm so ugly. I need to work on my appearance. It's like, play it like a fucking video game. You don't you don't load a video game up and be like, oh my God, I'm so bad at the controls. I don't know how to play the game. What's wrong with me? I don't understand anything. I'm such a fucking loser. No, you're like, I'm excited to learn. I can't wait to get to level 2. Oh my God, I got to level 2. I unlocked some new abilities. Oh my God, this is so exciting. This is so cool. Wow, what's going to happen at level 3? Think about life like that and yourself as a character in a video game, and it can help take a lot of the seriousness out of it. Because one of my favorite quotes comes from Oscar Wilde. Life is too important to be taken seriously. So again, I'm probably going to do a full-on video about this at some point, but I thought I'd give you guys and girls a little bit of a preview of what's going to come up at some point when I sit down and record this one. But yeah, we're allowed to be fun little characters in a video game. The shit doesn't have to be that serious. Like dating is meant to be fun, or it's allowed to be fun. You guys and girls want to date other people because you want to be happy, and yet you take it so seriously that it becomes this painful, awful chore where you suffer nonstop. Same as business. Some of you act like, and I do this sometimes, some of you act like the whole world will fall down if your business isn't successful, or you don't make money, or you struggle for the first couple of years. It's like, if it was a video game, you wouldn't be getting pissed off that you don't know what to do at the start. You'd be like, how do I learn? How do I evolve? This is fun. You'd be grateful for every level up. You'd be grateful for every bit of knowledge that you gain. So if we can introduce a little bit of fun, a little bit of gratitude, we take away the seriousness and the gravity out of life. Like, yeah, life is a beautiful thing. Appreciate it, admire it, love it, and all of that. Play it with all that you've got, but it doesn't have to be this painful fucking chore. Some other stuff that you can do when you find yourself judging yourself or beating yourself up, or maybe judging other people or getting angry at other people, which is, a form of judgmentalism. You can kind of go a little deeper and be a little introspective and say, what am I afraid of? Like, what am I trying to protect myself with right here? Like, what insecurity do I have that I'm basically projecting on the other person? So if I say, and more to the point, what can I do about it? So if I'm saying someone else has a bad quality, like if I say, I don't know, women are always flaky or men are always flaky, can I go inside myself and see if there's ever any times that I'm flaky? Have I ever flaked on anyone? And the answer is like, yes, of course you fucking have. Like all of us have flaked on other people at some point. We've been late to work, or we've been about to hang out with a friend, and then we go, hey man, I'm actually feeling sick. Is it okay if I hang out with you next week? That's flaking. But when we do it, we're like, oh, it's okay when I do it because I have a reason. But if someone else does it, fuck that person. I'm going to judge them. I'm going to get mad at them. I'm going to cut them off. I'm going to say, like, I'm not accepting your bullshit. How dare you be late or cancel something or reschedule? And so we can go inside ourselves and say, do I ever do that same behavior that I'm judging them for? And be gentle with that. Like, you're not saying that to then beat yourself up and be like, I'm a fucking hypocrite. No, it's okay. Or you might say, yeah, you're a hypocrite. Welcome to humanity. Humanity isn't black and white. You're not like this perfect beacon of honesty and integrity all the time. Neither am I. Like sometimes you're a hypocrite. Sometimes you tell a lie. Sometimes you say you'll do something, then you break that promise. Like, welcome to being a human. Like life can be messy. Humans are very messy. We're all just trying to do the best that we can. But it can help you let go of that judgment of other people and let go of your self-judgment to realize that, like, yeah, everybody tells a lie sometimes, including me. This whole channel is me talking about honesty and integrity, and I still fucking lie sometimes. I catch myself lying and I'm like, why did I lie? Well, because I was trying to protect myself, because I thought that something bad would happen if I told the truth, because I was trying to get something from the other person. And I thought, well, if I just tell a little bit of a lie, like, it's not a conscious thought, but subconsciously, my subconscious is thinking, if I just don't tell them the truth, there's more of a chance that I'll get what I want. I was trying to get something. So I catch myself in those lies and then I just make up for it. I forgive myself because I'm a human being trying to do his best. I tell the other person, hey, actually, that wasn't entirely true what I said. Here's the truth. And they either forgive me and understand or they judge me and they leave. Like, either one's fine, but it's all about me at the end of the day. What I mean by that is, like, other people can judge me, but how do I feel about myself? If I can look in the mirror and be happy with the choices that I've made and know that I was trying to do my best and forgive myself for my imperfections, forgive myself for lying, then I can sleep a lot better. And if other people want to judge me, that's okay. Like, I get it. I've judged other people too. I understand why you would judge me. And so understanding, like having more understanding here, really helps soften that judgment of yourself and judgment of other people. And you'll find, funnily enough, when you are nice and compassionate and kind to yourself, other people judge you a lot less. Like, it's this weird thing where if you're just nice to yourself, other people will take cues from you and they'll go, well, I'm going to judge you less because you're nice to yourself. So I'll be nice to you too. And you'll find that people will soften up and be nicer to themselves around you. Because if you're practicing compassion towards yourself and towards other people, then they take a page out of your book and they go, well, he's like forgiving himself and he doesn't beat himself up. He just says all the time, like, I'm just trying to do my best. I'm a human. It's okay that I'm not perfect. Maybe it's okay that I'm not perfect as well. Like, you'll find that people soften up around you. So, yeah, like the things that we judge others for, we judge ourselves for those things. And if we can forgive ourselves, then we can forgive the other person for having those perceived flaws or those imperfections or not being this perfect fucking beacon of integrity and doing everything correct all the time. No one's fucking correct all the time. And curiosity can really help here. So instead of like judging yourself and saying, why am I such a fucking loser? I'm a piece of shit. I can't talk to women. I suck at flirting. I'm fat. I'm ugly. What's wrong with me? Have some curiosity. Like, say, okay, why am I fat? Like, why am I overweight? I didn't just wake up one day fat. Why? And not in a judgmental way of like, why did I let myself get so fat? It's like, take out the judgment and just say, no, genuinely, like a scientist trying to figure it out. Why am I fat? Well, because I ate a lot of food. Yeah, no shit. Okay, like, why did I eat a lot of food? Well, okay, so for like a good 2 years there, if I'm honest, I think maybe I was depressed. I think that's a pretty fair statement. Okay, why was I depressed? Well, because I felt lonely. I felt like no women liked me. I didn't really have a lot of friends. Yeah, okay. If you don't have a lot of friends, you're probably going to be a bit depressed. I think that's pretty obvious. That's an easy conclusion to draw. Okay, like, do I want to get some friends? Would that help with the food? Would that help with how much I eat? Probably. Or, maybe I'm starting to lose weight, but I'm still judging myself for getting fat in the first place. Well, why did I get fat in the first place? Because I was sad, I was lonely, I was hurting. And the food was a sort of comfort for me. It gave me some dopamine. It made me feel good. The food was there for me. The food didn't judge me. The food just let me eat it whenever I wanted. Like, the food made me feel good. It was yummy. It was tasty. Oh, okay. So I didn't just eat because I'm a gluttonous, fat, stupid piece of shit, which is how some of you feel about yourselves and about other people. I ate because I wanted to feel better. Wow. In a weird way, maybe that's nice that there's something out there that I can just quickly consume and feel better, even if it's just for a moment, even if it comes with other consequences that I don't want. At least there was something there that could make me feel better. Isn't it nice that my body was trying to make me feel better, or my ego or my brain, that little part of me that felt bad and didn't want to feel bad anymore? It reached for the food. It reached for the cookies. It reached for the, candy or whatever. Like, isn't that nice? There's some part of me that just wants to feel good. I can kind of see the innocence in that. It's almost like a little kid just saying, I want to feel better. I'm throwing a tantrum. Make me feel better. You can see the innocence in it. Your body and your brain didn't know any better. Maybe it did know better, but it didn't care. And it's like, I know this will make me fat and I know that will come with consequences later on, but I just want to feel okay right now. And I just want that food or that porn or that Netflix or video games or whatever you might be addicted to. You know, there's lots of things we can be addicted to. I was just trying to make myself feel better. Wow. I'm just a human being that wants to feel okay. And who can't relate to that? Everyone can fucking relate to that. Okay, I just want to feel better. Is there something I could do that would make me feel better that doesn't come with consequences that I don't want? Like, is there something I can do to make myself happy that doesn't make me gain weight? What could I do? Maybe I could go for a nice walk every day. Maybe I could make some friends. Okay, but I'm really scared to do that. How could I do that? All right, I could start going to meet up, blah, blah, blah. Like, you get the point. If we start analyzing in a very open-minded, non-judgmental way why we are in the position that we're in, we can start doing something about it. But judgment just gets in the way of ever changing. Like, if you just sit there and say, I'm a stupid fat piece of shit, you're never going to change. Like, what the fuck how are you going to do anything about it? If you say, I'm a loser and no woman or man would like me, no one's ever going to date me, I'm ugly, I'm unlovable, you're not going to fucking do the things that you might need to do to go and meet people. Like, you might need to dress better. You might need to lose a little bit of weight. You might need to at least go out there and talk to people and be like, hi, I exist. Hello, would you like to date me? Like, you're going to have to do something to have someone date you. You're going to have to at least go on the fucking date with them. But if you're judging yourself and saying, what's the point? I'm stupid, I'm ugly, I'm a piece of shit. You're not even going to show up to the freaking date, because why would you show up to the date if you think you're a loser? Why would a loser go on a date? They wouldn't. And so if you call yourself a loser and judge yourself or judge other people, if you say women are all bitches or men are all just fuckboys, then you won't go on dates with them. And so judgment literally gets in the way of you taking action. It's one of the things that you can't really see when you're stuck in judgment. Like, when you're a really judgmental person, which, you know, I could judge some of you and say, and I'm not trying to judge you, but I could label some of you as judgmental, or say there's some room for improvement. That, like, a lot of you talk about how, or a decent chunk of you talk about how, you know, I am a loser, I am unlovable, I am fat, I'm old, I'm this, I'm not good enough, like no one would date me, blah, blah, blah. If you would just let go of a little bit of that, you would then go and start taking a little bit of action. But if you genuinely think you're a loser, which some of you do, and that's okay. I used to think the same shit. Trust me, I really thought that. That's why I was depressed for like 10 years and suicidal. But if you would let go of that judgment, you do what needs to be done to get the results that you want. But all the time spent judging people and judging yourself, maybe even more so, it's like a literal barrier to doing the things that you need to do to improve. Like, you won't change if you think there's no point in changing because you're a loser, like you think you're a loser. And so letting go of judgmentalism, in other words, being a little bit more humble, being a little bit more open-minded, whatever you want to call it, is like the mandatory step one of self-improvement. Like, I've said this a lot. Some of you, not all of you, but some of you are so stuck in your limiting beliefs and your labels of yourself as not good enough, as too old, too short, too this, too that, that you're so attached to that, that even if I sit here and say, hey, I promise you can change, you won't fucking listen to me. You'll go, no, that doesn't count for me. Anyone else can change. I get it. Fine. Self-improvement is a thing. I get that, but not me. I'm too much of a loser. I'm too old. It's too late for me, blah, blah, blah. You attach to your ego as if it were God. Like, you worship it and you're like, everything my brain says is correct. And if my brain has a fear of not being good enough, well, that's true. I'm definitely not good enough. If my brain is afraid that someone will reject me, they're definitely going to reject me. Everyone's going to brutally reject me. It's going to be awful. I'm going to suffer, blah, blah, blah. If I think, like, if my brain says I'm too old, then I'm definitely too old. Everyone on the entire planet has come together and agreed I'm too old. No one would ever give me a chance because I'm too old. And everyone on the entire planet likes people that are younger than me, which is like an absurd premise. Looking outside for half a second would show you a million examples of people that like older people or people that are short or any, like, you'd find a billion examples of that. But we attach so strongly to our ego and our own thoughts that we ignore all of that evidence. We're like, that doesn't count because my brain told me that I'm too old or too short or too ugly or too fat or whatever. My brain is correct. And even the experts who know better, and I don't like to call myself an expert, but I've coached hundreds, maybe 1,000 people at this point. I changed my own life. I would be the person that would know more than you about what's possible for you. But you'll ignore that person. And I'm not the only one. There's like a billion people on the internet saying, like, you can do it. I promise. Here's a bunch of examples of other people who did it. You can change too. You'll ignore all of the people who know better than you because your ego is God, supposedly. And we all do that. Our brains will tell us that everything in our brain is correct. Like our ego, our brain, our mind, our thoughts automatically say everything in here is correct and everything or a lot of shit that's out there is incorrect unless it agrees with me, and then it's correct. So anything outside in the outside world that disagrees with my brain is wrong. And it's like, holy shit, that's an insane statement when I say it like that. But that is how most people go about their lives. That's why you see people on the left, like in politics, arguing with people on the right, and both of them will butt heads and just scream at each other and be like, I'm correct. No, I'm correct. Fuck you. And it's like, what if I'm not correct, though? Or what if I'm only partially correct? Or what if I'm correct, but it's just my opinion and so it applies to me, and you have a different opinion and it's correct because it applies to you? Like, what if we're allowed to live our lives very differently? Holy shit, what a concept. What if you can be an extreme, like, Trump supporter on the right who just fucking loves going bam, 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 shooting guns and fucking, I don't know what else people who like Trump. See how it's like funny that we label like all Trump supporters are the same, but stick with me for a second. What if you can be a Trump supporter who likes to fire your guns and wear a red fucking cap and go yeehaw and whatever fucking stereotypes I can come up with for a Trump supporter? And then what if the other person can be some fucking, I don't know, left-leaning fucking progressive who's like, I want to give 70% of my money away to charity and just, I want to be a homeless hippie who fucking has 6 genders and I want to sleep with like trans people and fucking, I don't even know. I can't even think. I want to dye my hair purple. What if we're both allowed to live those very separate lifestyles? And what if we could even be friends? What if I could be like, oh, you like guns? Why do you like guns? Well, I just like to go bam, bam, bam. It's so cool. And I think they're beautiful and blah, blah, blah. And then you can be like, wow, that's interesting. And they go, why do you like to dye your hair purple? And you're like, well, it's like an expression of myself. And they're like, oh shit, guns are an expression of myself. And you're like, sweet, man. Yeah, that's why I like the American flag. It's like an expression of me. Oh, no shit. That's why I like the fucking purple hair. It's an expression of me. Holy shit, we're exactly the same. We just have different opinions. And so if we let go of judgmentalism, we can start to see other people in the world as our friends. I'm getting a little off topic here, but you get the point. And so instead of just saying someone else is wrong if they disagree with my ego and my opinion, we can say, no, man, they just have a different opinion. Cool, sweet, great. You do you, I'll do me. This is like the basis of ideas like libertarianism and like the non-aggression principle. You live your life, and as long as it's not like directly affecting me, like you don't punch me in the fucking face or impair my freedoms, I'll do the same. I'll live my life and I won't impair your freedoms, and then we'll fucking be friends. Or we don't even have to be friends. We can never talk ever, but I have a respect for you and hopefully you have a respect for me. And if you don't, that's cool. I'm going to respect and love you anyway. So yeah, it's sort of the basis of what we're talking about here. But having that more curious mindset about yourself and why you do things and why you're in the position you're in, and then having a curious mindset about other people, and not just saying that they're wrong or they're stupid or they're dumb or they shouldn't live their life that way. Instead of telling other people what to do, we can fix our own life and say, how do I make my life kick-ass and amazing? You know, this is sort of like Jordan Peterson and people like that who say, make your own bed. Like, if you're going to go around judging other people and telling them what to do, have you made your bed? Like, is your home in order? Are you happy? Are you a wonderfully kind, compassionate, beautiful person who has everything they want and they're super happy? If the answer is no, then shut the fuck up and work on that instead of telling other people what to do. And this is a lesson I'm still learning. All of you are learning it with me. We're all working on this together. It's kind of the point of humanity, is to learn to not judge others, to learn to be compassionate and understanding and all of that. We all kind of know that on some level, but we forget it in the moment, don't we? When we beat ourselves up and we beat other people up. And when we beat ourselves up or beat other people up, it creates a sort of like us versus them mindset. And I've talked a lot about like, it's not you versus women. Like, it's not men versus women. It's not women versus men. It's not you versus that race or poor people versus rich people. It's not us versus them. It's us and them on the same team. It's you and me on the same team. And if you take that mindset, when you go on a date, instead of saying, oh, this is the other, like this person is the other that I have to either impress, or I can't impress her too much because she'll get a big ego, or I got to hold back because she might hurt me or he might hurt me. If you instead say, this is my teammate, They're on my team. We're on the same fucking team. It's me and them. We're trying to see if we want to have a good experience together. We're trying to have a date and we both want to be happy. We both want to maybe be loved. We both want to feel good. How can I help them feel good? And then maybe they'll help me feel good in return. Or how can I say to them, like literally say this to them, hey, how can we both have a great date? And so lots of times I'll see from some of you in the audience or my actual coaching clients will say, I'm going on this date. How do I make it a really great date? And I'll give you plenty of advice. But the one thing I'll always say is, why don't you say to that person either before the date or on the date, hey, I really want to have a great date. Let's have a really great date together. Like, what stuff can we do to make this really fun and really exciting? The other person will brainstorm with you. It doesn't have to be you fucking figuring it out by yourself. The same thing when it comes time to having sex. Like, a lot of you are like, especially you men, how do I make the move and get her back to my place? Like, how do I get sex from her? How do I do all the work and then hopefully she gives me the sex? And I'm like, bro, you have a teammate. Why are you ignoring your perfectly good fucking teammate who's right there on a date with you? Ask her. Like, literally say to her, do you want to have sex with me? Like, do you want to go back to my place and have sex? Like, why are you trying to get sex secretively? Like, what the fuck is this weird, like, social contract that we've all come up with of, like, I can't just say, would you like to have sexual fucking relations with me? I can't just say, like, do you want my dicky to go in your puss puss? There's probably a better way of saying it than that. But do you want my fucking cock and balls inside your fucking hole, lady? Just fucking say it. Maybe say it in a more romantic way than that if you want to, but just fucking say it. Do you want to have sex with me? Do you want to fool around with me? Do you want to do some shit together? Do you want to have a good time with me? She'll either say yes or no or maybe, and you figure it out together. Instead of saying, how do I get her back to my place? You just lay your cards out on the table and say, hey, I'm having a blast. You are so fucking hot. You're so cool. You're so interesting. I really like hanging out with you. I'll be honest. I really want to do some shit with you. I want to fool around. I want to have sex. I want to do whatever the hell you're comfortable with. Do you want to do that stuff with me? And most of the time, or a hell of a lot of the time, they'll blush, they'll get a bit shy, and they'll be like, wow, you are honest. And they'll go, sure, I think I would like that. I think yeah, I can't believe you're going to make me say it, but yes, I think I would like to do some of that stuff. Or I'd love to go back to your place or my place and fool around and see what happens. And then you go, great, now we get to do this together. Now we can talk about it. Now we can figure out how to make it happen. Well, is my place free? No, it's not. Do you have a place that's free? I do, but I have a roommate. Okay, like what? Like you can now figure it out together instead of you having to come up with all the answers as the man. Like so many people, men do this and women do this. So many people put all the fucking burden of the dating process on men. Men got to make the move. Men got to be social and confident and charismatic and look good and all of that. And women feel pressure to look good as well. But like men got to make the moves. Men got to talk, got to set up the date, got to come up with logistics, got to figure out what to do on the date to make it interesting, got to figure out what to talk about. A lot of men feel pressure to buy the drinks and coffees and all of that. You don't have to do that. I don't most of the time. Sometimes I do. Most of the time I don't. But like there's still the pressure there for a lot of you. Then you got to figure out how to fucking escalate and make a move. Like when do I kiss her? When do I hold her hand? When's too soon? When is not soon enough? How do we go back to my place or her place and have sex? It's like, guys, let go of some of that fucking burden. You have a perfectly functional teammate who is an adult. She is a fucking adult woman, I would hope. I hope you're all going on dates with adults. There is a perfectly functional adult on the date with you. That perfectly functional adult can help you. They are your teammate. You two together can figure out the logistics of how you're going to have sex or figure out what you want to do together. Do you even want sex together? Do you want something more long-term like a serious relationship or do you want something casual? You guys and girls can figure that out together. Who would have thought men and women can come together as one, as Martin Luther King would have had us do? They don't have to be the other just because they have pussy and tits, or they don't have to be the other because they got a cock and balls down there. You're all human beings. We are all one. We are all fucking children of the universe or children of God or whatever the fuck you believe in. So we're all the same. People are your teammate. They don't have to be your enemy, but that's got to start with you because the vast majority of the planet will see other people as the other. Like the vast majority of the planet has an us versus them mentality. They don't mean to, and so we forgive them for that. We don't judge them for that. Just like we ourselves have an us versus them mentality. I still do. It's very strong in my brain too, in my ego. So I'm working on letting it go. But it's going to be up to us to go first. Other people aren't going to pull you onto their team most of the time. Other people are not going to be the ones who are autistically honest and lay their cards out on the table. Like most people are fucking terrified of being that honest and upfront. So it's got to come from you. Like just take the initiative and say like, all right, fine, I'm going to do it. Like many years ago, maybe like, I don't know, fucking 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, some point in the future, in the past, I just said to myself, all right, fine, I'm going to be the one that's honest. I'm going to stop expecting other people to be honest with me. I will just be honest with them. And if they can be honest back to me, that's amazing. I will spend more time with those people. And the people that can't be honest with me, that's fine. I get it. I lied most of my life. I haven't always been upfront and honest. I'm still not sometimes. I'm doing my best. I'll just be the one that goes first. And so take that ownership. Just say, fuck it, fine. I want the world to be more honest. They're really struggling with that. I'll do it. I'll be the change that I want to see in the world. And maybe something else I'll add in here, being open-minded and compassionate towards yourself and other people, especially when we're talking about other people, it doesn't mean that you agree with them. I think maybe that's something that gets lost here is when I talk about letting go of judging other people, the very next thing that people will often say to me is like, so what? I should just let people start wars and fucking rape people and all of that. And it's like, no, it doesn't mean that you agree with what they're doing. It doesn't mean that you clap your hands and go like, yeah, go commit crimes and go violate other people's freedoms and go hurt people. Like, you're not saying any of that. You're just not judging it. You're not saying that they're a bad person and you're shutting down all discussion and all of that. Like, if you just label someone as bad, like, fuck you, you're bad, all discussion has shut down at that point. That person does not want to hear from you. And so if you say like, domestic violence is bad, rape is bad, like you shouldn't do that, the person's not listening to you at that point. Like you've lost all discussion at that point. They now see you as the enemy. Like if you judge someone else, they see you as the enemy because you've made them the enemy. If you want to actually make some change, you see them as a human being trying to do their best and you see the potential in them. And so if somebody is doing something where they're hurting other people, you know, I'm a dating coach. I've seen 1 billion people hurt other people. How many people fucking hurt each other in dating? They're like, I'm going to flake on women because they flaked on me. I used to do that like 10 years ago. I used to hurt women because some other women had hurt me. How many fucking women go out there and try and hurt men because a man hurt them? How many guys go out there and they act like an asshole to women because some women hurt them? Like that's a lot of the human race. And so as a dating coach, yeah, all the fucking time you see people hurting each other. If I just said, stop being an asshole, like, why are you hurting women, bro? Like, you're being a prick, bro. That guy's not going to listen to me. He's going to go, all right, Andy, you judgmental fuck. You don't get it. You're just calling me a bad person. I told you I've been hurt in the past. That's why I'm hurting women. Or that's why I'm cold and an asshole and all of that. You don't give a fuck about any of that, Andy. So fuck you. I'm going to go away. And they leave. And they go to someone like Andrew Tate or someone like that. The reason someone like Andrew Tate is so fucking popular and people like Fresh and Fit and all of that, even though their message is, I don't know how to phrase it, but like, they're certainly not treating women like they're on the same team. I think that's a pretty fucking fair statement about people like Andrew Tate or maybe Fresh and Fit, blah, blah, blah. They definitely don't see women as equals or as humans or any of that, like human beings like them. And so the reason they're so popular is because they don't judge their audience. They judge women for sure, but they don't judge men. They're like, no, hey, okay, they kind of do because they'll call you a pussy and all of that. But like a lot of men hear those podcasts and those messages and they go, finally, someone's fucking listening to me. You know, a lot of men in current society, especially in the West, feel forgotten. They feel like a lot of you feel ignored. You feel like no one's fucking listening to you. You know, you're just told to like man up, shut the fuck up, do what you're told. Stop being an incel, but at the same time, don't hit on women because it's creepy. Like, there's a lot of that sort of conflicting messaging. So, yeah, no shit, a lot of people go to Andrew Tate or Fresh and Fit or blah, 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 because those guys at least are like, hey, I get it. I understand why you're hurting. Man the fuck up. Stop being a pussy. Go talk to women. You're like, finally, someone's like at least acknowledging my fucking existence. And so when we're able to sort of be even just a little bit less judgmental, people come and listen to us. But again, if I just sit here and say, you're all pussies, stop being assholes to women, you're all fucking assholes, like, and you women stop being stupid bitches to men, you're not going to listen to me. But if I can get in there and give you some understanding and some compassion and some love and say, hey, look, brother, I understand the temptation to be a sort of cold, maybe asshole to women because you think that that will protect you. You think if you're not vulnerable, then no women will ever hurt you. And that seems true. Like that seems rational, doesn't it? but you end up just hurting yourself. Like, it's very fucking painful to never let any woman in ever again for the rest of your life. That's a painful place to live in. It's a very lonely place. How do I know that? Because I lived my life that way for like 3 fucking years, maybe 2 years of like red pill shit. I was very cold. I was the aloof asshole who never let any women in. I never told them the deep, honest truth. I never shared my vulnerability with them. It was fucking lonely. I stuck my penis in a lot of vaginas. I probably had sex with like 100 women during that period of like maybe 2 years. Probably was like 100 women. But like, I didn't connect with many of them, maybe any of them. It was very lonely. It was like, why am I getting laid 100 times? Like, what is the point of my dick going in a vagina 100, I guess a couple of thousand times by the time you talk about repeats? What the fuck was the point of that? It was almost boring. And so I forgot what point I was going to make. No, yeah, anyway, okay. So if I am compassionate to you and I say, brother or sister, I understand why you think hurting other people or being cold and aloof to other people will protect you and get you what you want. I get it. I was there. I fucking get it. However, don't you want to connect with some of these people? And then you're like, yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, what if you were just a little bit vulnerable? I get that you're scared. I get that you don't want to bare your fucking heart and soul out to them because they might reject you. I get it, man. But what if you're just like a little bit vulnerable? Just share like one little bit of vulnerability with them and see how that goes. Like, and if you're scared, that's okay, brother. If you can't do it, no judgment, that's all good. You're way more likely to listen to me. And so I can actually make you a more kind, compassionate, or help you become a more kind, compassionate person who gets more sex and gets more of what he wants and adds to the lives of the women. I can help you do that. Like, I am a more effective coach and a more effective force for good in the world, which is what I'm trying to be, if I'm compassionate and if I don't judge you. But if I judge you, you'll just shut down. You won't listen. You'll be like, fuck this guy. He just tells me not to be an asshole. You're being an asshole by telling me that I'm being an asshole. Fuck you, Andy, you judgmental prick. Like, I'm judging you. And so I'm kind of doing the thing that I'm telling you not to do. Like, if I sit there and say, be nice to women and don't judge them, but I'm judging you for being judgmental towards women, I'm basically saying, do as I say, but not as I do. You're going to look at me and be like, you're a hypocrite, bro. Like, why are you being so cold to me, but telling me I have to be nice to women? Fuck you. And so, again, if I can be more open-minded and non-judgmental, then I become the thing that I'm wanting some of you to, or all of you to become, if you want to. If you don't want to be more open-minded, I don't know why you'd be watching 47 minutes into a video on open-mindedness. So let's just assume all of you would like more sex, more dating, more results, more business, more money, and all of that in an honest, ethical way where you're a little bit more open-minded, less harsh on yourself and less harsh on other people. I just assumed that you all sort of want that. And so again, to really make it clear, you don't have to agree with other people, but you will more effectively change their mind or help them become a more actualized version of themselves. Like, you will actually help them more and change more minds by being loving and open-minded yourself. But if you just get in there and say, you're a fucking asshole, or you're racist, you know, that's what so many people do. They're like, you're racist, stop being racist. It's like, golly gee, you changed so many minds right there, didn't you? Or, man, you need to stop being misogynistic. It's like, great, you definitely fucking made a lot of change in the world there. No, you just made those guys hate women even more, especially like if you're the screeching woman who's like, stop being misogynistic, man. Man, you need to grow up. It's like, aren't you being a misandrist right now? Aren't you just like yelling at all men? Isn't that like sexist? Aren't you being the very thing that you're saying the men should stop doing? Like, that's not changing my mind. Now I'm just thinking you're a hypocrite. Now I'm just going to be even more entrenched in my beliefs. Like, when we judge other people, they just become more certain of their own ego, of their own beliefs, of their own judgmentalism. And so if someone is racist or they are unkind to other people, you literally make them do more of that by yelling at them for it. But if you're able to get in there and say, hey, I actually think you're capable of more than this. I can see the greatness in you. I can see the lovability in you. I can see your potential. And I think you have potential to be a very kind, wonderful, amazing human being. I think you just don't know how to do that yet. Would you like some help from me with that? Then the person goes, yeah, you know what? I think it would feel nice if I didn't hate women all the time. It's fucking painful to hate women all the time. Or yeah, I wish that I didn't think men were all fuckboys. It's very painful. Can you please help me with that? And you go, sweet, yeah, I can help you with that. I used to be judgmental too. So I get it. You're just trying to protect yourself. Yeah, you've had some bad experiences. Yeah, I get why you would judge the entire gender for those bad experiences. Makes sense. Yeah, you're just trying to look after yourself. You just don't want to get hurt. And they go, yeah, I don't want to get hurt. And you're like, yeah, it's pretty fucking rational. Yeah, I'd probably be sexist too if I was in your position. And so part of this is letting go of that a little bit and then finding the people who don't confirm your narrative, as in the people who are kind and compassionate and loving and all of that, like the men who are good, like good for you, or the women who are good for you. Go find those people. And the bad experiences that you had, great, you can learn from them. Just don't go date people like that anymore. And you go, wow, thanks, you've helped me. You've literally helped me be a more open-minded, kind, compassionate person. So we change more minds when we're less judgmental. And so, again, letting go of judgments of others is not about agreeing with everything they say. It's just that we're choosing peace over conflict. And I'm doing something called A Course in Miracles, like a 365-day project. I meditate on a little idea every day. And one of the ideas was I could choose peace instead of this. And that is a thought, I read that like at this point 100 days ago. That thought has just constantly entered my fucking head. Anytime I feel like I could argue with someone or debate someone or judge someone, that thought will be in my head. I could choose peace instead of this. And I just know in my own life, when I choose peace every single time, I'm fucking glad I did. But when I choose war or an argument or debating or trying to change their mind, I almost never feel good. War just invites more war. Arguing just brings on more arguing. Judging others just makes them more judgmental. And a quote, when you judge another, you don't define them, you define yourself, by Wayne Dyer. So by letting go of judgments towards others, towards yourself, you're shaping yourself into someone who's a more open-minded, loving, compassionate, peaceful person. And some of you right now will say, I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, here's the kicker. Here's the little juicy carrot, on the end of the stick that you want. You will get a lot more sex when you're an open-minded person. The vast majority of people want to sleep with someone who is open-minded and non-judgmental. Think about what you like. Would you like to stick your penis or your vagina in or on someone who judges you? No. Would you like to be friends with someone who judges you? No. Would you like family members who judge you harshly? No. Would you like your boss to constantly judge you and tell you that you're not doing a good job, you're a shit employee, you don't deserve to be here? No. If you have a business, do you want your clients to judge? You want a bunch of 1-star Yelp reviews and Google reviews, or do you want 5-star reviews? You want 5-star reviews. So literally every single person on the planet wants more money, more sex, more freedom, all of that, and less judgmentalism along with it. And so if you become that non-judgmental person, or as you become more of that non-judgmental person, again, remember the video game analogy, you're just leveling up your non-judgmentalism. As you level it up, you'll find the rest of the world treats you like that as well. And you're able to look in the mirror a lot more easily. You like yourself. You sleep a lot better at night. And so you'll get more money, more sex, like the things that some of you care about right now. Like you're really desperate for sex, some of you, or you're really desperate for money. Fine, let's acknowledge that. You're really, really, really desperate for these things. You think you need them. Maybe you really, truly believe, I cannot be happy without these things. You will get more of those things as you judge yourself less, as you're kinder to yourself, like a little bit of self-love. It goes a hell of a long way. And that will then expand outwards and you'll be kinder to other people. And they want to fucking be around you more. Like people want to give money to the person who's not a judgmental, I'll say it in a funny way, a judgmental prick or a judgmental bitch. Do you want to give your money to a judgmental bitch or a judgmental prick? Again, that sounds like a funny judgmental way of saying it, but do you? Do you want to just hand your money over to someone who fucking hates you or judges you? No. You're like, fuck you, I'm keeping this money to myself. Do you want to have sex with someone who treats you like shit and judges you? Fuck no. So go be that open-minded person, and you'll find that people just naturally come to you. I've said this many times. The universe is a mirror, and a lot of you are going out there, and you're doing your best. You don't mean to, but you're going out there judging the fuck out of other people and yourself. You judge the shit out of women or out of men, and then you're like, why can I never find any good men? Why do women never give me a chance? Because you judge them. We just established you don't want to be around people that judge you. You don't want people in your life that think you're a piece of shit. You're judging them and then saying, why do they not sleep with me? Why won't she give me the pussy when I'm mad at her for not giving me the pussy? It's specifically because you get really angry at rejection or frustrated or butthurt or you take it personally or you beat yourself up and treat yourself like shit. If you treat yourself like shit, why should she treat you with love and compassion and kindness? If you treat yourself like crap, why should he give you a chance? Like, you're not giving you a chance, why should someone else? And so we can massively improve the relationship we have with other people and get more of what we want when we improve that relationship that we have with ourselves. So maybe practice this a little bit today. Like, imagine it's the video game analogy I said. You're a video game character. Go out there and say, all right, how can I grind a little bit of experience? How can I grind some XP? How can I increase my stat of open-mindedness or non-judgmentalism? How can I just choose to be curious about someone? And so maybe if there was something that I'm judging, like it can be a person, it can be a thing, it can be yourself. Like, whatever I'm judging, like if I say, oh no, that TV show sucks. Oh no, this, even I sometimes judge. You heard me sort of judging Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit. I'm trying not to judge, but maybe it comes across like that. And so you find yourself or you notice yourself judging something, and then just try saying one positive thing. And so here's one. Andrew Tate has probably changed a lot of lives for the better. I think it's a pretty obvious statement. Andrew Tate has woken a lot of men up who otherwise might have just felt sad and depressed and blamed other people and not taken responsibility. Fresh and Fit has, ironically, brought a lot of people to my content. I've had multiple people say, bro, the reason I'm signing up for coaching or the reason I watch you is because I watched a lot of Fresh and Fit and it was exciting. It was dopamine. I loved watching them own the women and fucking treat the women, with contempt. But then I found your shit or someone else like you, and I was like, damn, this seems way more healthy. Plus, Imogen, his girlfriend, is constantly on his channel, and he even has Bronwyn and other girls that they date on there, and the women seem pretty happy, and he seems happy to talk to them, and I kind of like the way they interact. Yeah, I think I'd rather that. I don't really think I want that sort of bitchy, catty, passive-aggressive energy that they have on Fresh and Fit, and the only reason that I know that I want to be honest and compassionate with women is because I had that example. So think of this, like two random things I can come up with of like why I'm grateful that they are the way that they are. And I could sit here for a billion years and be like, well, they're both courageous, like both of those two, Andrew Tate and Fresh and Fit, they're so courageous to put themselves out there like that. Lots of people will judge them for being the way that they are, and they're very brave. Like, we can come up with a bunch of shit. And so that's all we're doing here. Anytime you find yourself judging someone else or yourself, you don't have to beat yourself up for it. You don't have to say like, this is wrong and I should stop judging them. No. The judgmental thought can sit there. You don't have to judge the judgmental thought. Let it exist. Let it sit there. Let it just be there. You don't have to believe it though. And then just add one positive thought on top of it. So if you find yourself beating yourself up and saying, I'm a loser, I'm too fat, no woman's going to like me, this is why I constantly suggest write a list of 50 things about yourself that are likable. That is the massive antidote to your own self-judgment. Write 50 nice things about yourself. Give yourself 50 fucking compliments. If you can't think of anything, go ask other people in your life, hey, what's something good about me? And they'll tell you something and you go, cool, thanks, that helped. So adding a little bit of positivity and even just 1% progress every day makes a massive difference over time. Like, if you just start the mission of being a little bit more open-minded, a year from now, you have no idea where you will be. Like, it'll blow your freaking mind. But yeah, thank you for listening to my 57-minute TED Talk of open-mindedness and non-judgmentalism. If you can't tell, I fucking love this topic. This is like one of my favorite things to talk about. Like, because it's like the hidden determinant of so much of our life. Like, so many of you are miserable and unhappy because you beat yourself up and you judge other people and you criticize yourself and criticize other people, and you don't even realize you're doing it. You don't realize that you're often extremely negative, and that's okay. Like, I can still be negative sometimes too, and I used to be very negative, but you don't realize how much that's affecting your dating results or your business. Like, and it's such an obvious thing when we think about it in other people. Like, again, do you want to be around someone who's constantly negative and judges you and beats themselves up and treats everyone around them like shit? No. Like, that's such an obvious statement. Do you want to give your money to the business that treats you like shit? Like, would you buy the latest phone if Apple or Samsung or whatever, if their marketing was like, yeah, like, we're so shit at making phones and our phone is just a sack of shit and like, it's probably going to break on you and like, we don't deserve your money. Like, we're too expensive, or we're too old. Our company's been around for too long, or it hasn't been around for long enough, and we have no idea what we're doing. You should not give your money to us. Like, we're sacks of shit. You know what? We're actually sacks of shit. Plus, our CEO is bald. He's going bald, and he's really short. He's short and ugly. Like, would you buy that phone? Would you give your money to that company? Like, fuck no. And yet we have those same internal stories or beliefs, and sometimes we even say them out loud. But if not, they're at least marinating in our head constantly 24/7 of I'm too old, I'm too short, I'm too ugly, I'm too this, blah, blah, blah. And then we're like, why will no one give me money? Or how come no one gives me a chance? Why won't women love me? Because you don't fucking love yourself. Again, like that analogy, if Samsung or Apple were constantly shit talking themselves and they're sitting there going, how come we can't sell any phones? Because you keep talking about how shit the fucking phones are. And a lot of you are doing the same thing. It's like you're constantly saying, I'm too old, I'm too bald, I'm too short, I'm too this. I'm a shit product. How come no one will buy me? How come no one will go on a date with me? Why will no one give me a chance? Because you think you're a shit product. You don't even believe in yourself. Why should someone else believe in you? And so, again, it's okay if you judge yourself. I still do sometimes. Okay, maybe not much anymore. I don't think I judge myself much anymore. But like a year or two ago, 2 years ago, I was judging myself like crazy. And then before that, holy shit, I was like constantly judging myself like all the time. All the time. And I was absolutely judging other people. And I still do a little bit. Like there's still a decent amount of that left and I'm letting go of it. It's okay if you judge yourself. It's okay if you judge other people. But as you let go of that, you'll find the entire fucking world changes. Like I'm not just saying this as a small thing. That's why I've dedicated over an hour to it at this point. This isn't a small thing. For most of you, this would change your entire life. Like this is maybe the most important thing. It's just that usually when I do videos like this, they don't get as many views. If I do a video saying, hey, here's what to say on a date to get more pussy, that will get like 5 times as many views as if I say, hey, here's how to let go of your judgmentalism. People see the judgmentalism and they're like, whatever, I don't care about that. That won't help me get more sex. Yes, it fucking will. More than anything else you would do. Like literally more than losing weight, improving your looks, all of that. All of that shit is still unbelievably helpful. It's not one or the other. It's not like you only work on your mindset or only on your looks. Like do both. But if you're going to pick which one will make the biggest, most rapid difference, it's work on being less judgmental towards yourself. Like work on the self-love and work on being kinder to other people. Work on being more grateful. Gratitude is something that can help. Like all of these things will make an insane difference in your dating life. And at the same time, yes, improve your looks, dress better, take better pictures, go work on your confidence, all of that shit. Like do both, obviously. But this shit's important. And if you've sat here for an hour and 1 minute, you probably already know that to some degree. But I promise it's really important. All right, let's talk a little bit about my coaching. And often when I talk about coaching, I'm just like, hey, if you want to do the coaching, here's the program. Or I'll do the little interviews or the marketing pitches. But I want to start doing my coaching like mentions, like when I mention the coaching, in a way that's maybe more helpful to all of you. So rather than talking at you and treating you like the other, this whole video has been about treating people like they're on the same team. I want to treat all of you like you're on the same team as me. And so for those of you that have thought about the coaching or considered it, or you kind of want to, but you just have some fears or you're nervous, I want to start doing some of these coaching mentions where I like talk a little bit more about the fear that you might have and address those of you that want the program, but you're scared. And so if you have no interest in the coaching program, feel free to like stop the video right now. Like I'm probably not going to say much more that's relevant to you. But if you're one of the people who's thought like, yeah, I could maybe see myself doing the coaching program, or like, oh man, I kind of want to, I'm just scared, or now's not the right time. Like if you've even remotely considered it, everything I'm about to say like is for you. Like I'm saying this with you, not at you or to you. And so the way that I want to start doing this is I want to start talking about some like fears that some of you have had, like the fears that people tell me all the time. And feel free to leave any comments if you say, I thought about the coaching, but here's the reason why I haven't yet. And like, Andy, could you help me with that? That's how I want to start doing these. And so one of the fears or the limiting beliefs that I often hear people say is like, I want to do the coaching, man, but like, I'm kind of worried that I would pay all this money and I wouldn't change. Like I would waste all my money. I'd waste my time. I'd feel like a fucking idiot. I'd feel the regret of like wasting my time and wasting my money. I'd feel really bad because I don't know if I can ever stop beating myself up. I don't know if I can ever have a positive mindset where I believe in myself. And right now I think I'm such a piece of shit. I feel so insecure. Maybe I'm stuck on that label of like a virgin or unlovable or too old. Like I'm stuck on my limiting beliefs and I don't want to see them as true. Like I would love to be able to go out there and be confident enough to just hit on women, but like I feel like I can't get over that hurdle, man. Like let's talk about that a little bit. So there's a billion things I could say here. The thing I would probably start with is like you guys and girls have no idea how many times I've sat down on a coaching call with someone or in the proper coaching program and like they say, I don't think I can change. Here's all the evidence as to why I can't change. You know, some of you have really fucking tried hard to change over a long period of time, like years. Here's the mountain of evidence as to why I can't change. You have no idea how many times I've heard all of that. And I've said, great, let's talk about how you can change. And they're like, but can I? And I'm like, yeah, of course you can. Let's go. And then we coach, you know, I coach them sometimes over a couple of hours. Sometimes they're in the big coaching program and they're there for, you know, the 12 like full weeks. And halfway through the coaching or 3 fucking weeks into the coaching, like before they get even halfway, they've made massive, insane changes and they'll write some big post or they'll talk about it on the call, you know, with all of us. And they'll say, holy shit, I did not ever think I could change. I don't even recognize myself anymore. That has just happened like at this point, like hundreds of times with people that thought they were too old, too short, too this, too fat, too ugly. Like they were fucking convinced that it could not be done. And then they just did it anyway. And so you have no idea how many times I've seen every limiting belief that you might ever imagine. Anything you guys and girls could ever come up with, any reason that you are so utterly convinced that it's not possible for you, that you can't change, that you can't go and have the sex life or the dating life or the business or the happiness or the self-love or the friendship or like whatever you want. Anytime I've ever heard someone say that they can't do that, they've just been wrong. Like every time. No exceptions. Here is the only exception is if you just don't try. Like, but that wouldn't be any of you. If you're listening to this, you're even remotely interested in the coaching program. So that's not you. If you're even interested in the coaching program, you're the person who's capable of change. You're not capable of quitting. If you're not interested in the coaching program and you've listened to this for an hour, you are so fucking hardcore serious about your self-improvement. I already said these videos don't get as many views when I talk about mindset. You're like the hardcore elite of the elite. You're like the 0.1% of the 0.1%. Like you're the rare of the rare. You are not the person that's capable of quitting, even if you fucking wanted to. What are you going to do? Sit on the couch and fucking play with your dick or play with your clit for the next fucking 50 years? No, that'll get boring. You're going to watch Netflix as if that's going to entertain you for the rest of your life. You're going to drink and eat a bunch of food and fuck around on video games. That'll be fun for a little bit. And then there'll be that voice in the back of your mind, like a splinter in the back of your mind saying, hey, I'm not happy. I want to do more than this. I'm capable of greatness. What the fuck am I doing sitting here doing nothing with my life? Like you are not capable of not improving for the rest of your life. You're just like not even capable of it. And so again, if you've listened this far, you are the person that's going to change. Whether you use my coaching program or you don't, it doesn't fucking matter. Coaching would obviously help you and change your life and all of that, blah, blah, blah. But like either way, you're going to fucking change your life. Like you are just not capable of failure. It's not even an option for you. Like the only way that would ever be a thing is if you noped out of this existence, you ended your fucking life. Maybe then you wouldn't change. But that's the only way. Like you're inevitably going to change. It is literally inevitable for you if you've watched this far into the fucking video. I know you don't feel like that, or you might not always feel like that. You might feel like, I don't know, man. Like I still just have this strong sense that I'm a loser, that I can't do this, that I'm insecure, like I can't overcome my hurdles. You fucking can. You guys and girls have no idea how many people I've seen playing life on hard mode and they're able to do it. You know, people that are like fucking 40 with extreme erectile dysfunction, virgin, never held hands with anyone, and then within like fucking 5 weeks, they have a partner. We've had people that are like, I can't make any money. I've always been poor. I felt like that myself. I had that limiting belief. Then they start a business and they're making a couple $1,000s by the time they finish the coaching program. And they're like, what the shit? I didn't know it was this easy to set up a business. I thought it would take like fucking 10 years. No. People that have lost like 100 fucking pounds, like whatever weird, whatever unique circumstances that you feel are holding you back. This is going to sound like a funny way of saying it, but it's almost boring to me at this point. Like I've had people come on and they're like, I can't change my life, man, for these reasons. And I'm like, what the fuck? That shit's easy to overcome. And they're like, what do you mean? This is like my lifelong insecurity. This is eating away at me for the rest, for the entirety of my life. I can't overcome this. And I'm like, yeah, you can. We've had like fucking 50 people overcome that. And theirs was way harder than you. And then I share what the other people have been through and they're like, oh shit, yeah, that's way worse. You know, like some of you, I don't know, let's pick a random example. Some of you that have struggled with performance anxiety in the bedroom, erectile dysfunction, and you go, man, like my dick just doesn't work most of the time and I feel like a loser and I can never get it up and I'm never going to be able to please a woman. And I'm like, okay, great. But like, I knew this guy, or I worked with this guy, I coached this guy who had botched penis enlargement surgery. So his dick never worked and would never work again. Like, literally never worked. It was just like limp. Like, it's literally incapable of an erection ever again for the rest of his life. And I helped him, I encouraged him to become a BDSM god. He worked on his appearance and he had a bunch of tattoos and he worked on his masculinity. I think he took like a voice coaching or something to be even more masculine. And he just told all the women up front, my dick doesn't work. It will never work. It's literally broken. Like, imagine, just pretend that I don't have a penis. Do you still want to date me? And some women obviously say no, thank you. But lots of women were just like, as long as you do foreplay and other stuff. And he was one of the most, I don't know what the way to phrase it would be, but like best sexual partners. Like, he was one of the most sexually confident clients I've ever worked with when he had no dick. Like, he basically had no penis. It was there, but it doesn't ever work. It's always soft because it's basically broken. Like, they broke his penis. And the women that he slept with were like, that was the best sex of my life, because he became a BDSM god and a kink god and all of that. And so I tell that story to people and they're like, oh, shit. And so I'm like, would you rather have your form of erectile dysfunction or a penis that will never work ever again for the rest of your life? And they're like, okay, I guess my circumstances aren't that bad. I'm like, yeah, it's fucking easy, bro. Like, here's the steps. Just do this. We'll coach you. It's fine. You can overcome this. Or those of you who are like, I just really struggle on the dating apps. It's really difficult for me. I struggle to take good pictures of myself. It's like, we had a guy, I did one coaching call with him, many years ago. He actually recently emailed me. So I'll talk about that in a second. But he was completely and utterly blind, like 100% blind. Would you rather be you right now and you don't really know how to take pictures, but you can go out and figure it out and it will feel difficult and you'll struggle? Or would you rather be completely and utterly fucking blind and try taking pictures of yourself and using the dating apps? Like, which one of those would you rather be? Your current circumstances or completely fucking blind? I'd rather my current circumstances. And that guy that was blind, like I said, recently emailed me like a month or two ago. And he said, I think he's either still in a relationship with a woman or he dated her for a couple of years or something, traveled around, he fucking kicking ass, like doing a bunch of shit. And here's my favorite example. When people are like, I'm ugly, I'm too short, women don't give me a chance because I'm too short. Would you rather be your current height or would you rather be Nick Vujicic, who, in case you can't tell from this picture, was born without arms and legs? So that would make him what, like 3 foot tall or something? Literally born, no arms and no legs. And if you look up his wife and kids, he has an absolutely incredibly beautiful, adorable, sweet little family. That's his kids. Where's one with him and his wife? I like this picture. That's him and his kids. And obviously he's propped up on his wheelchair there. His wife is incredibly sweet, incredibly beautiful. Her name is Kanye. Look at that. Incredibly beautiful woman, and she's beautiful on the inside and outside. Like, they wrote a book together and she is just such a wonderful fucking human being. Like, she's incredibly strong and brave and amazing. Like, fucking nothing but respect for her and for him too. He's such a wonderfully loving human being. And they have 4 kids together. So would you rather be you and your current height and maybe you're at a little bit of a disadvantage? Or would you rather be Nick Vujicic, born without arms and legs? Which one would you rather be? And so I know we have these limiting beliefs, but I promise you guys, I've seen it all before. I have heard it all before. I have worked with clients that have whatever you feel like your unique flaw or disability or struggle or whatever it is. I promise I've worked with someone that's like where you are, but like 10 times more of a challenge, like 10 times worse off, so to speak. Like, you feel like you're too old. I've worked with people in their late 50s and one guy in his 60s, or he was 59, so almost 60. You feel like you're too short. I've worked with clients that are like 5'3", and there's Nick Vujicic right there with their friends and family. You feel like you have erectile dysfunction. I worked with a guy that just didn't have a penis. You feel like you struggle with money. I fucking struggle with money, and I've worked with a lot of people who did as well. You feel like you struggle with your mental health. I've worked with people who literally said, "Hey, so I want to kill myself." It's like basically the first thing that they said. And I was suicidal for a long time too. I've worked with quite a few suicidal people. It's not something I do often. I would generally speaking, I would say go to a trained therapist, blah, blah, blah. But yes, I've worked with people with that. So whatever it is that you're struggling with, I promise I have seen it all before. I promise whatever limiting belief you have, I can help you push through that. And a question to kind of ask yourself, if you're, again, sitting there kind of wanting the coaching, or you really want the coaching, but you're just scared or you're worried or you think you can't do it, ask this fucking question of yourself. Like, maybe go look in the mirror and say, What if I'm wrong? Like, what if I'm not too short? What if I'm not too old? What if it's not too late for me? What if I can fucking do it? Like, what if I'm full of shit? Like, I'm so convinced that I can't change or I can't get the dating life or the business life or whatever it is that you want. I'm so convinced I can't do this shit. What if I'm full of shit? Like, what if I'm actually just fucking wrong? What if this whole time I could have had the things that I want? And try not to feel too much like fear of missing out or regret or whatever. But like sometimes fear of missing out and regret can be the catalyst to get us to change. Like I've had a lot of people that sign up to the coaching program out of fear of missing out. And like, holy shit, I wasted my life and I don't want to waste anymore. And then they sign up and they change their life. Like it's not a bad reason to improve. It's not a bad impetus to change. So what if you've been wrong? What if the last 5, 10, 15 years of your life could have been radically different? What if you could have had an amazing sex life? What if a lot of women would have dated you, fallen in love with you, or a lot of guys? Like, what if you could have had all the shit you wanted? What if abundance was right there at your fingertips? You just were so convinced that it wasn't. You were convinced you weren't good enough. You were too old. You were too this. You were too that. What if you were fucking full of shit? And I'll tell you right now, like, you were full of shit. Like, you were just wrong. But, like, start to question that. Start to say, like, what if I am wrong? What if this Andy fucking bald, beautiful retard on the internet is correct? Like, he keeps saying it over and over again. Anyone can change. You can change. I promise you can do it. Like, what if he's not just saying that to make me feel good? What if he's not full of shit? I mean, it would make sense. He's coached more people than I have. I'm just a sample size of one. Like you are a sample size of one. You only know your own life. What if Andy, who's seen way more people than me and dealt with people with all these limiting beliefs, what if he's telling the truth? I mean, he's built a platform where he tries to tell the truth all the time. Even in this video on honesty and telling the truth, he admitted that he still sometimes, struggles with judgmentalism. Like, he's pretty fucking open and vulnerable and honest. Maybe he's honest about the fact that I can change. Yes, I don't know what more to tell you. Like, yes, you can change. And so start to question it. Just sort of look in the mirror and say, what if I'm full of shit? What if I can do this? What if I am capable? So like I said, if you want coaching, no pressure, no expectations, you're very welcome to jump on one of those free calls with me and we can talk about this shit. We can talk about your limiting beliefs. Like, that's often what those calls are, those free calls. Like, you'll sit there with me and you'll be like, but I don't think I can change because of this. And I'll be like, oh yeah, here's how you solve that. Do this, do this, do this, do this. And if you do the coaching, then here's what we'll do. Like, I tell you what we're going to do in coaching. So I'm basically like laying out the plan for you in coaching. And I'll say, like, what are your goals? You'll tell me. And then I'll say, okay, if you join the coaching, we would do this. And then I would get you to do this. And if you don't do the coaching, then by yourself, I would go out and do that. Like, I basically give you free coaching in those calls, but I lay out the plan for the coaching. We talk about payment plans. If you need a payment plan, talk about how to make the money work. I've had people sign up that are like, bro, I don't have the money, but I want you to coach me on building a business. And then through that, I would then pay for the payment plan. I'm like, sweet. Like, as long as I can see that you're serious, I'm willing to take on clients like that. So don't even stress about not having the money. Like, we'll figure something out. You take out a fucking bank loan or something. I've done that for coaching programs. But point is, if you'd like to sit there and talk about this shit, I would love to jump on a free call. No fucking pressure. I mean, I'll ask you if you want the coaching, obviously, but I won't fucking sales technique you or any of that shit. I won't pressure you. I won't force you. But yeah, I will leave a link in the description below to that. Like I said, happy to jump on a free call and talk. And I think I like this style of, like, at the end of the videos, maybe I'll do like like 10 minutes of just addressing some of your limiting beliefs, because I think that's going to be way more helpful for you guys and girls. Even if you don't sign up for coaching, like, if you're not interested, I feel like this is still helpful. And I don't want to just at the end of every video be like, sign up for my coaching, give me money. No, I want to fucking help you through the coaching pitch or mentioning the coaching. So yeah, I feel like in summary, being more open-minded and a little bit less judgmental, or just a little bit more open-minded and positive, changes your entire outlook on yourself, on the world. You get more of what you want. People want to be around you because you're easy to be around. No shit. Like, it's pretty fucking obvious, but yeah, as we let go of our judgmentalism, the entire world changes. But you're all doing a fabulous job. You're all just trying to be the best human beings that you can be. So am I. We're all imperfect. We're all working on ourselves. We're just doing the best that we possibly can with what we have in each moment. Let's all work towards that brighter, beautiful future.